Good evening. Do you like to compare your appearance with other people? Let's read a storybook with RZ. The Knight's Sword. Once upon a time, there was a strong kingdom that had many brave knights. The brave knights were either good archers or good swordsmen. They trained themselves day and night, and they took very good care of their weapons. Among them, there was a young knight named Charles. Charles was both a good archer and a good swordsman. Charles' arrow always hit the bullseye, no matter how far away he stood. He always won any archery competition. All other archers looked up to him. Charles could also move his sword at lightning speed. He could cut a fly into 5 pieces in just 1 second. All other swordsmen looked up to him. Charles was very proud of himself. One day, during a royal ceremony, Charles saw the king's royal sword. It was a very beautiful sword with sparkling red gems at its handle. Charles was so amazed by its beauty. Later that day, he looked at his own sword. It was just an ordinary sword, and he wished he had a jeweled sword just like the king's. "I'm one of the best swordsmen in this kingdom. I should have the best sword," he thought. So, he went to the swordsmith to order a new sword. He looked at all available models, but none was good enough for him. So Charles decided to design his own sword. He chose a long shining blade and an ornamental handle. Then he asked the swordsmith to put lots of gems and jewels on the handle and the blade. He created the design himself, and after several days, Charles' sword was ready. It was magnificent. All other swordsmen came to see Charles' new sword. Everybody thought it was the best sword they had ever seen, and they agreed that being one of the best swordsmen, Charles deserved to have it. Charles looked at his sword and then looked at his bow and arrow. I'm also one of the best archers around, so I should also get a better bow and arrows, he thought. So the next day, he went to the archery workshop and ordered a new bow and arrows. He also designed both of them himself, and both were fabulous. Other archers looked at his bow and arrows with amazement. They were clearly the most beautiful bow and arrows in the whole land. At the market later that day, Charles read a royal announcement about the visit of a king from a neighboring kingdom. To honor this visit, there would be a celebration at the palace. Swordsmen and archers were invited to do a demonstration. "This is the time to show off my new sword and archery set," Charles thought. He imagined himself standing in the middle of the courtyard, surrounded by people cheering for him. On the day, Charles was ready. When it was his turn to give the demonstration, he took out his sword from its cover slowly. People gasped. They were amazed by its beauty. A guard let a small bumblebee fly from a box. Charles was supposed to cut the bee into 5 pieces in 1 second. Charles started swinging his sword, but the sword was very heavy because it was full of jewels. Charles swings once, he missed the bee. He swings twice, the bee was still there. He swings 3 times, and the bee flew away. People laughed at him. Charles was angry. He took out his bow and arrow and aimed at a pear fruit in a tall tree. People stopped laughing and concentrated on him. It was difficult for Charles to aim because the jewels on his bow were disturbing his view, and when he let the arrow go, it flopped and fell 2 meters in front of him. People laughed harder. Charles realized that his beautiful weapons were useless. He went home to get his old and plain sword, bow and arrow, and asked for a second chance. This time, he managed to do things right, and this time, he was really surrounded by people with admiring looks on their faces. Remember, it's not important how you look on the outside. Many things, such as kindness, skill, etc., that cannot be seen at first glance, are more important. How's the story, kids? Have you ever felt like you weren't as cool or as great as other people look and ended up feeling inferior? Don't be like that, okay? We all have our own strengths outside of appearance. I hope that after hearing tonight's story, you will feel more confident. Remember the message the author conveyed. It's not important how you look on the outside. Many things that cannot be seen at first glance are more important.